Okay. I don't know if you'll be able to see everything super clearly. I don't have the best like setup up here for this, um, but today's video is going to be a little bit different. Um, so I had this kind of pet project a little while back where I was making backpacks, which are basically like feeding pump bags for kids like Win who have a G-tube. Um, but that also can function as a good like diaper bag and fit more in it than just his pump and bag and like maybe an extra thing of formula. We have a backpack that was supplied with our feeding pump. It's pretty small. Like I would compare it to like if you're familiar with like Camelback water backpacks. It's kind of small. It's because really its only intended purpose is to just carry the feeding pump. But we didn't want to have to like grab 3 bags every time we left the house just to fit, a couple outfits and diapers and then his feeding pump and extra food, and like we just didn't want to have to deal with that. So I kind of started making these backpacks a couple years ago with the intention of donating a bunch of them to our local children's hospital. And then COVID struck and we weren't allowed to make like physical donations. We could make monetary donations, but I had already made like a whole box of them. So, and the thing, like the reason I guess that this came up and I was deciding like maybe it'd be kind of helpful to some families out there to like make a video like this is because I actually, Wynn's getting bigger and going to some of his appointments where we have to keep him busy while they're doing an echo. It's getting a little more challenging as he's getting older. So it's definitely like, we definitely end up bringing a lot more like toys and things to try to entertain him. And the backpack that I made to start out with when he was an infant, is this one. And if you can kind of see it, like it's not huge, but I'd say it's probably like a standard size backpack, and it's just a basic, it's from Walmart. It was like, I think it was like a $9 backpack, so I mean it's not super fancy or anything. It just has like a pouch on the front, the main pouch back here. It does have a little pocket inside, which we usually kept like, I don't know, like hand sanitizer. Well, we didn't keep sanitizer there. We kept like extra masks there, and that's about it. And we never really used them. And then it's got the 2 side pockets, which is nice for like, we could put his water bottle in there, or we always kept like, on one side I had like a travel pack of like Lysol wipes and a travel thing of Germex and a travel thing of Lysol spray. So, pandemic life, right? So yeah, that's pretty much what I made. But now he's kind of, we always have to bring more stuff. So I was at Walmart the other day and I bought another backpack, and I was like, I think I can convert this into a feeding pump backpack. So this one just has a little more space to it. So there's a separate pouch in the back. So I figured the back part could be like his clothes and toys, and then this big front pocket I can use, I think, for his feeding pump. So before I do this one and convert this one into a feeding pump bag, I was going to kind of show you how I did the basic ones. I'll just tell you like what you need to do it. So the first thing, I bought these on Amazon. These are shower curtain grommets. So they're just little plastic rings that snap together over a piece of fabric. And it does come with, like here's my open one, but it does come with a little template so that you can trace the outline and then just cut out that circle of fabric and then put the grommet over it. And then I use this silver Sharpie to trace the template that came with it, just because it's way easier to see silver on like the black lining of a backpack. And then some good scissors. Honestly, these are just my like junk drawer scissors. So, and then this is like, on the backpacks, this part this like tough fabric. That's what it is. And I just cut it into 2-inch sections, and then I took a lighter and just like sort of burned the edges so that they wouldn't fray. And then small carabiner clip, again, I got at Walmart. I got like a bunch of them for like, I don't know, like $1/4 a piece or something. And then this is just some tough thread that I bought. I think it's called, oh, it's upholstery thread. I just wanted something sturdy. You know, I don't know how much feed each kid gets, but like if it's a pretty heavy bag, I wouldn't want it to be pulling on some wimpy string. So got this heavy duty stuff. If you're doing just a basic backpack, I don't have his feeding pump because he's eating right now, so I can't show you kind of how it works. But so we put the pump, like the motorized part of the pump, goes in the front pocket on this basic backpack. Inside here, I put one of the grommets, and this is a well-loved backpack, so it's kind of falling apart. And then in the main compartment, under the hang-up hook, right, that's where I take my little 2-inch section of fabric. I make just a loop, and I just sew it on. It's pretty easy to do because there's this little like bump out here where they connected the two parts of the backpack. So you just loop it right on there and just throw a couple stitches on there, and then you take your carabiner clip and just thread it through there, and then that's what you hook the feed bag to. So like the bag is going to be hanging right here in the top of the backpack. The loop part of the line for the feed bag, you just thread that through into the front pocket, and then you put it onto the motorized pump and set the pump into the front pocket. The part of the bag, like the line that goes to Wynn's extension for him to eat, I put another grommet, the back of the backpack, so that it could come out here, and then you can plug it in. And my intention was, you know, eventually when he would get bigger, he could carry the backpack, and that's why I put it on the back side. But usually we just wear the backpack and follow him around. When it's not being used, I mean, you can either tuck it back into the backpack, or like we'll just coil up the extension part that goes to him, and we'll just put it in this side pouch with the cap on to keep it clean and keep it from getting tangled. So, and it's served its purpose really well. It's just time for a bigger one. I think I could put the loop here so that his bag will hang down here, and then I can put the motorized pump, just set it in this mesh zipper pocket in here. That way it won't like slide around and get bumped and all of that. There's not really a good way, and I don't want to thread through, I don't want to put those grommet hole things through a bunch of layers of backpack to have it come out the back. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to put one, and let's see if it's big enough. I think it will be. I'm going to try to put one, I think, right on the side here, so that his tube can come out there. And really, you know, then the only thing we'll be keeping in this pocket is just feed stuff. And it's a big enough space that, like, you know, we can put a couple extra cartons of formula. Like his formula is pre-mixed. It's just in a little, it's like a juice box, right? So I think we can just like set a couple extra in there too, which will be nice. And then I figure, you know, like there's still side pockets, so, and they close with a zipper in the front. So if we keep his extension out, we can still put it in the side pocket of the backpack and kind of zip it so it's secure in there and stays clean and not tangled and not kinked. So it'll be good. And then in the back, you know, it's even got a little laptop sleeve, so that'll be good for his tablet that he's obsessed with and can't leave the house without. In the grommets, in case you're wondering, like, how the heck do those things work? They snap together. And there is a little like notch out on this one piece so that you can prime apart, which really helped me a lot when I first started making the backpacks, because I like would mess it up and get fabric like bunched up and it didn't look nice. So you just take a screwdriver and just pop it off. It'll pop back together and stay together. Like they are pretty sturdy. I'm gonna try to use this one up because it's our backpack. If I was making one for to donate, I wouldn't use this scratched up grommet, but I'll try and use it on ours, and I'll just put this one on the inside and have this one facing out. First thing I think is going to be the easiest part. Flip. There's like this extra pocket up here, and I'm going to flip that inside out so I can kind of see what the heck I'm doing. I'm going to try to flip the whole top part inside out. There we go. See this little seam here? I'm just going to take my little 2-inch piece of fabric and kind of eyeball where the middle is. Just fold it over. Guys, I already forked it up. Okay, well, off to a not great start. Alright, now, when I pop this back down, it's probably going to be crazy off-center, but oh well. So we'll put our little carabiner clip on there. Let's pop it back down. It's really not off-center. Trust me, it's in there. And it's going to be hanging behind this pocket. I figured that would be good because then I can still use that pocket. And it's in a sturdy place. I mean, I was thinking about hanging it up here, but like if I have that pocket open, it might droop down. So I just thought behind it would be the perfect spot, so that's what I did. And that looks like it's gonna work wonderfully. I do remember that the grommet part was kind of the difficult part. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and see how it goes. I really just want it to be somewhat centered. So it looks like this is gonna be the way to get to that goal. But this is going to be really great because I'm not left-handed, so it's gonna be awesome. This should be your inner line. And what I usually do, what I kind of learned the hard way from making my test backpack all that time ago, is you want to cut inside that line. You don't want to cut on that line. So I'll trace that line, and then I usually fold it in half, like pinch it, cut, and then I try to do it the other way and make like a T, but so we got the hole cut out, and I cut inside my circle. We wanted to put this guy on the inside. The side that I'm going to end up putting on the outside is really what should go in first because it kind of has a lip. So that's like my guide basically, right? So I'll put that lip into the hole that I just cut and then line this up over it. It sounds really simple. It's not as simple as it sounds. Like the other backpacks I did, I ended up having to try to flip them inside out. Maybe we can make this work this way. Now I'm remembering I had to like set them on the table, like put all my body weight on it to get it down. I just have a TV stand over here. I'm gonna try to not knock over my TV. I'm gonna try to do this. And if this doesn't work, I can call the big guns, my hubby, make him do it. Okay. Oh, I think I got it. I heard it click. Now, the moment of truth is kind of making sure that it's actually lined up. That's why it's so important to make sure that you're cutting the hole a little bit on the small side. What I just did is I flipped it on its side. I set the grommet on the table, and then I was standing up, like put my whole heel of my hand, and then like kind of put my whole body weight on it, and then it finally clicked. So, I mean, so you know it's sturdy, right? Like it's not gonna bust. See, it's 9 o'clock. Wynn should be done with his feed. I'm gonna go see if I can get his pump. Test this bad boy out. This is Wynn's med pole that we use at home for his feeding pump, but I'm gonna test out the new backpack, and then I'll also show you how we use the old smaller backpack. Now remember, it's under this pocket. So the grommet is just where I feed through the extension. This is the part of the tube that goes to Wynn's G2. So there we go. So his new backpack is ready to rock. Okay, now we'll show you guys how we use the other backpack in case any of you have like a standard backpack that you want to convert. Okay, so first you're going to take your bag. Let me fold this up at me. And the hook is right under there in the main compartment. You just hang it there and it just kind of hangs down. And then what you're going to do, this loop part, you're going to thread through this grommet into the front pocket. Then hook it up onto the pump, just like normal. And then your pump will just hang out in that front pocket. We like this setup just because it's nice to be able to like, we can just like pop it out and see where we're at with his feed. The extension part, we thread that through the back. Pull that out, and we usually just tuck it in this side pocket. This worked great for us, especially when Wynn was an infant, but part of the reason why it just wasn't working for us anymore is we ended up stuffing so much stuff into the main compartment of the backpack where the feed bag is. These lines are always going to sit in the bottom of the backpack, so it just makes it a little tricky. Like if you're putting a lot of stuff in there, you don't want to like kink the line, and you don't want to have stuff like pulling on it too hard, because I mean, these bags aren't invincible. They're really sturdy, but they're, you know, I'd hate to see it rip. All these backpacks that I buy, they're just from Walmart. This one, I think I paid like $8 for, and the new bigger one that I got, this I think I paid $25 for. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week.